Capricorn, Amanda here. Welcome to Unseen Hands Healing. This is going to be your July shift reading. So we are looking at the shape you are shifting out of in July, the shape you shift into, and what that shape shift looks and feels like. We're going to use the Golden Tarot today, but before we get into cards, the image that is coming to me for you for July, there's two. One, I saw two Alka-Seltzers, you know, the fizzy Alka-Seltzer tablets, dropping into a glass of water. And I saw like a person kind of being like, ooh, like upset stomach is, and it was like, as you're drinking it was like, this is to settle me. This is to settle me. Okay, so I'm like, okay, Capricorn's feeling unsettled. Got it. And then the second image, this is interesting now. I saw you trying to push a giant boulder up a mountain, okay? That's a very Capricorn image, right? There's a giant boulder, trying to push it uphill, try to push it, you're doing all the different things, and you felt like you couldn't leave it. And there was a question, Capricorn, as to whether, like, if you stopped pushing the boulder up the hill and like walked away, would it just immediately crush you? As you know, if you started walking down the hill or walking away from it, would it immediately roll over, and would the downward momentum just crush you? Or would the boulder simply remain fixed in place and then you can just walk around it and continue up the hill without that burden? And genuinely, I don't know. You know, I don't know the answer. I think that's maybe part of what's got you unsettled and taken Alka-Seltzer. Let's go to cards. We are first asking, what is the shape that Capricorn is shifting out of in July? What is the shape that Capricorn is shifting out of in the month of July? Okay. This seems about right. The Two of Coins, shifting out of twirling around a decision. The Two of Coins typically talks about needing to, you're trying to carry too much, okay? It's often shown as someone juggling. It's like you're trying to juggle too much. You're trying to keep all the balls in the air, and it's too much. It's like one of them has got to drop, or all of them have got to drop, so that you are holding one and focusing on one. And that's the choice point, or the decision to be made in the Two of Coins, which is, I can't keep standing here twirling all these balls in the air. I've got to let one go. I've got to let one go. And it's interesting that it's coins. I'm wondering, Cap, if this does have to do with your work, because it's like tossing all these coins in the air. Maybe you've got multiple means of income. Likely you do. And you've got to leave one. And it's scary to do so. You know, it's like, if something, you know, the thing about pushing a giant boulder uphill, it's like, if something is that difficult, you're probably forcing it. You know, that's a rule that I've been striving to live my life by. You know, I'm Cap rising, I'll admit it's a struggle. Okay, Earth energy. But yeah, it's like, if you have to force it, maybe it's not for you, or maybe it shouldn't be as hard as all that. And so if one of these coins feels like you're pushing a giant boulder uphill, maybe that's the one to drop. I don't know. Let's see where this is going. Yeah, I'm also just noticing in the background, like the tossing seas. It almost looks like the emotional roller coaster, the emotional stress is going to toss this ship right over the canyon edge. See that? And we don't want that, Cap. We don't want your stuff to get tossed over the edge. Okay. All right. What is the shape Capricorn is shifting into in July? shape Capricorn is shifting into in the month of July. Okay, Knight of Cups. So it is some forward movement because knights are forward movement. The cups talk about emotions and the heart. And so it's like, perhaps you realize what it is that is your true heart's desire, you know, that your heart truly beats for, that you feel like absolutely smitten by. You know, this could still be talking about your work. Like, this part of my work or this job that I do, I just love it. I have such a heart for it, you know. That's the movement. That's the way you move forward. I also think it's interesting that there's this angel coming in with a message. It's almost like the angel's got this message for you and you're like, oh, okay, that's got it. All right, that's what I should do. Thanks. Thanks for that message. It's very interesting to me that even in the Two of Coins and in the Knight of Cups, which is a little more expected, there is the ocean. The ocean, the ocean, the ocean in the background. So if you're tossing up some kind of decision or you're juggling a lot of things and you're realizing you need to drop something, there is energy here this month for you to do so and move forward from your heart. And there may be like a message coming in for you for how to do that and for what exactly your heart truly wants and what's like really intuitively, creatively, emotionally right for you. So let's now ask what that shapeshift looks and feels like. What does that shift look like for Capricorn in July? What is the shift from the Two of Coins to the Knight of Cups for Capricorn? Okay, the Lovers, I saw that in your pre-shuffle. Good to see it here. Just make sure there wasn't a flipped card. Nope. All right. 2 more, please. There we go. Yeah. Totally moving on. Oh my goodness. Totally moving on and maybe even going on a journey. Maybe even going on a journey. Yeah. Look at this. I really like it. The Lovers. Some sort of choice point. Note the angel again. Coming through with a message, coming through with something here. The Lovers, Gemini energy, talking about a choice point, making a choice. And it seems like the choice is, and it's interesting coming off of the Two of Coins because that is a card about choice. What choice are you going to make? How are you going to continue up the mountain? Are you going to try to keep pushing this boulder? Are you going to go back down the mountain? Are you going to go around it? What's going to happen if you do, right? This like weighing up of options here and making the choice. You know, in this particular deck, we're seeing the Lovers as this Garden of Eden energy, this Adam and Eve energy, but it's sort of like, to me, you're essentially choosing, you know, choosing to eat of the fruit of the tree of knowledge and good and evil. It's like you're choosing to know more. You're choosing to expand outside of your tiny little Garden of Eden, you know? It's like I've created this little Garden of Eden for myself, but now there's something about it that has perhaps become burdensome because you're trying to push something up a hill, or something about it is feeling stuck, and you are being asked to make a strong choice here. And it looks like that choice moves you out of some sort of smaller bubble into the wide open vistas, the wide open world of expansion. And that seems to be what you desire to do. And it's like, these are two different parts of you, Capricorn. Adam, the Adam part of you is more hesitant. You know, that part of you is like, I don't know, expanding could bring trouble. It's really nice in the Garden of Eden. Why would we leave? Like, This is a great setup here, okay? The other part of you, the Eve part of you, is like, because we gotta know, because there's more for us, because we're thirsty. That's why, right? Interesting, I said we're thirsty, and the Knight of Cups is holding up this cup. Because we're thirsty, man. And again, the angel in both cards kind of coming down and helping this situation out, helping with this expansion, helping you to know what the right choice is, helping you to know which way to go. Definitely divine guidance. And then it's like once you make this choice, I think you're choosing to leave the smaller bubble and move towards expansion, because that's what we're seeing in these cards. Two cards that are clearly about moving on. And it could even be about like moving locations or changing locations, because the Six of Swords is about moving on from rough emotional waters, tossing and turning seas, to smoother sailing, to calmer, peaceful waters. That's what we're moving on to. And this looks, you know, what we're seeing here is Joseph, Mary, and the baby escaping in the cover of darkness. And so it could feel kind of like an escape, you know, kind of like you got out of Dodge in a really, in a good way. Like, and you might not want to, you know, there's usually bittersweet energy with this Six of Swords. Like, think about what it is to leave the life that you love, you know, like, but they escaped out of necessity, like to save themselves and to save their lives. Like, it was definitely a survival choice for them. And so you can see they're in distress. They're not super happy about it, right? Hence maybe the Alka-Seltzer. But it's like, they know that it's the right thing to do, and they know that it's going to be the best thing for not only themselves, but this child that they are now raising, right? Or this like thing that you are nurturing and trying to grow into something bigger, all right, if it's not a literal child. And similar messaging here with the Eight of Cups. It talks about the fact that, you know, cups are emotions. This is a large emotional investment that this person is walking away from. They are walking away with, notice, very little baggage. So they're not really pushing boulders up a hill. They're walking away with a very light load, just a tiny sack on their hip. And they're going on a journey up the mountain to find what's next for them. You know, that's the quality of the Eight of Cups. And again, it's not like a super easy energy. Look at this person's face. You know, there is a little bit of bittersweet energy here of like, dang, I really liked my cave that I was in though. You know, like I associate this with hermit energy a lot, like Virgo energy. I liked my hermit cave. You know, I don't necessarily want to leave it, but I know I have to. Like, it's like Eve energy. Like, I can feel the call for something larger, the call for something greater, and I have to go seek it. I just have to follow it, even if it means leaving behind things that I love very, very much. And then again, we end with the Knight of Cups here, following that higher guidance. Thirsty. That's what it is, Cap. You're leaving thirsty, because it's like, I gotta let my heart lead the way here. I have to follow my intuition, my feelings on this, my heart. It's new vistas, I think. Expanding beyond your garden, Capricorn, and moving into something larger. And it does require leaving some things behind and giving some things up, making strong choices, strong, scary choices. I mean, if you think about this story, this myth of the Garden of Eden, that's probably the scariest moment of either of their lives, to make that choice and do the thing they've been told by higher society that they shouldn't do. And they did it, and it was hard. They got cast out of the Garden of Eden and suddenly realized their own nakedness, you know, and they're like out there in the world where there's wild animals and things that they have to deal with. But it's like, They got their salts. They got their salts and they got their adventure, and that's what they were looking for. Or at least Eve was looking for that, right? Okay. This is interesting. This is interesting, Capricorn. I'm really liking it. I'm just seeing if there's anything else. I don't think so. You're going on a journey and I'm excited for you. So Capricorn, if you would like to follow me now into the second half of this reading, I'm going to continue to pull cards and try to flesh this out a little bit more and see what this is really about. I'm going to use a bunch of other decks and get into this reading now in an extended. If you want to view that extended reading, click the link in the description box below and that will take you to Patreon. Patreon is an online community I've created for folks who enjoy the way I pull cards and want to dig deeper with me. If that sounds like you, head on over there. Please read the full description when you get there so you know how a patronage works, and then I will send you the extended reading for July. All right, Capricorn, if you would like to work with me in a deeper way, personal readings are the way to go. unseenhandshealing.com is where you can find all the details for that. Thanks for being here, Cap. Happy July. And I should also mention, I need to mention this before we go. We are starting July with an eclipse in your sign. I should have said that right from the start. An eclipse in your sign, Capricorn, a lunar eclipse, and here we have the full moon presiding over this choice and over this new journey that you are starting. So just saying that Capricorn eclipse is likely quite significant for you. All right, my friend, take care. Thanks for being here. I'll talk to you soon. Oh, you're done. You're done. This is like why you would need an Alka-Seltzer. You know, it's stressful. Like whatever this is just too stressful, and you need to move to something that is less taxing on you, that is less back-breaking. Look at all the swords in the back. This person's like, I'm dead. I can't do this anymore. Oh, that's not sustainable. That's what you're moving on from. This is the rough waters that's a cycle for you that needs to end. Whatever this is of like twirling all the balls in the air, pushing a giant boulder up the hill. It's like that's exhausting you mentally, physically, emotionally. You're done. That cycle in your life is over. You're moving on to calmer waters. 8 of Cups. Moving on. What does this look like? What does moving on look like here for Capricorn? What are they moving on to? What is the 8 of Cups? Yeah, there's something else. There's something else.